I was thinking, like, do you really have to do anything with your life? Like, I was thinking, like when you die, like, I'm wondering if there's any, like, sort of repercussions, assuming that there is, like, an afterlife. If there's, like, any sort of repercussions that, like, if you didn't do what you're, like, supposed to do on this planet, I wonder if you get, like, in trouble, or if you're gonna get, like, banished or something.
Banished out in the bayou.
Like, a lot of homeless people who, like, live out on the street, it's like, they kind of, like, die out there, and they just die out on the street. And since I live in Los Angeles, it's just like you see, like, the coroner van come and, like, scoop up their body. And I've only seen it, like, 3 times happen before, but it's just like literally, like, they live their entire lives, like, on drugs, and then they just, like, get to the point, like, when they're so old, like, some of these homeless people are like 75 years old, still doing stupid ass shit, and then they die out there. And then it's just like, I'm wondering, once they die, do they get in trouble for not training their power and doing stuff? And rather than doing that, they just kind of, like, do drugs. And, like, it's very, very easy to, like, get on drugs, because it's just like when you have, like, a child or, like, a teenager, and they get, like, a rush from something, whatever it may be. It could just be sugar. It's just like they use the rest of their entire lives running for and seeking that rush. Just like this cup of coffee, I can guarantee you that at some point, because I started drinking coffee when I was like 14, 13 years old, and I'm sure that at some point I had maybe, like, a cup of coffee that was just, like, loaded with caffeine, like unnaturally loaded, like just, like, filled with caffeine, and I drank that and I just got supercharged. And from that feeling all the way to the come down, it's just like the next morning when I went for my cup of joe and I didn't get that kind of satisfaction, all I needed was a little bit more. And then the next day was a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and now I'm addicted to caffeine. The point that I'm making is that how easy it is, like, for human beings to get caught up in the wrong things in life. Because, like, right now, like, I'm really trying to focus on, like, really, like, what's important. And the sucky part is actually, like, going out and doing stuff. Actually going out and doing stuff really, really sucks, because, like, it feels really, really nice to get, like, all motivated and get hyped up and speak about, like, of what you're doing, what you did, what your plans are, and everything like that. But, like, actually, like, going out, like, actually, like right after I upload this video, like, I'm literally just gonna go to the gym and, like, actually doing that work. Like, me is so beautiful, because, like, me, like, falling in love with the work. Right now I'm trying to fall in love with, like, cardio, because like, it's super fun for me to, like, go in there and, like, hit the 50s, hit the 50-pound dumbbells and do this and that, like, but that's not really important for me to be focusing on right now. But, like, what I really actually have to do, which sucks, which is what I need to fall in love with, is the cardio, doing some cardio. I've been hitting the stepper, aka the gauntlet, and man, that shit sucks. It often scares me of how, like, I realize that, like, right now, like 2025, that how easy it would have been for me to still today be living in a tent with no job, still, like, surviving off of EBT. There's literally not one reason for me to have a job. There's like literally no reason whatsoever for me to buy a ridiculously big brand new truck that I pulled right off the lot. There's literally no reason for that. Like, I could very comfortably live like in a tent straight off of EBT. Like something I realized is like I really don't have to do any of this. And kind of a stupid question is asked, like, why am I doing it? Why am I trying to better my life? And honestly, I have no idea. It's a really weird thing, like when your like entire family abandons you. And I can't really blame my mom for not being there in the court process, like when I was being arrested, because I remember like when we were younger, she said that if any of you go to jail, like I'm not gonna go and visit you. You know, so like she told us ahead of time, and I think I'm the only one in the family to ever been arrested. Um, but it's just like just how like your family could like be holding you up and just in your worst time just drop you and know that I'm out there during the winter time living in a tent and know that I'm at the time they convinced me that I was a 5150 having manic episodes, and rightfully so, because I was acting completely insane, like taking these pills and this medication. Like I did so much horrible shit. I mean, not really horrible shit, but just so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, like going into coffee shops and like yelling and screaming and doing like things that like a crazy person does, not realizing myself that all of these actions are being fueled by the medications. And then just to have your brother, your son, just running around Los Angeles doing a whole bunch of horrible, awful things and just like, it's whatever, and not even like think about it. And then me knowing that they don't care, knowing that my family doesn't care at all. And I mean, like, I never really had like friends, but like, people on like Facebook and everything like that. I remember I told the person that like I was homeless and I needed someone to talk to, and they literally just stopped talking to me. And not even, it's not even like having someone tell you that they hate you, but actually just showing that they hate you is like two very different things. And just being so lonely, like when you're going through all that and you're like waking up in a tent completely dehydrated because of the summer heat, it's like, and then actually reaching out to people, being like, hey, I just want to talk to somebody, and then being shut out. It's just like I don't even know how I survived this far. And from the time like when I stepped into preschool up until like even today, it's just like like being bullied, being the outcast, like like the whole Logan Paul thing, and like going like having like taking medication and everything. It's just like like grinding my soul into a fine powder and paste by the people who I loved the most. It's just like I kind of went over this in like the mega vlog, the 1 hour vlog that I made in one day, which was amazing. I kind of went over of either being like the superhero, still being kind, still being a good, nice person, or being evil. you know, kind of like the same premise of like how Hitler, the art teacher, said, "You're no good." And I can't imagine all the other things that he must have went through. Because if it's just that, like, good God. And, you know, like, I realize that it's just like I just have to be both. But, like, I want to push for the superhero being the nice, kind person still. And I know that, like, still in the future that I'm going to get shit thrown in my face over and over and over again. And still, the reason why it's both, being good and evil, is because I think that it's like in the eyes of somebody else, it looks like I'm being evil. But over in the grand scheme of things, I'm still being good. So I just want to be 100% pure. And I know that even that when I'm doing that, it's still gonna... It kind of still sounds like I'm talking like Hitler, because I can imagine that he thinks that he's doing the right thing because he was trying to make like a perfect society. I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm talking about being like an actual good person. I don't know, man. I just want to be like a good person. And I want to be someone who that people can like look up to, and clearly like I'm not. I have good morals, but it's just like that can only take too far. Like the way that you look is very powerful.
Was coming in with the opportunity to make more. Tennessee, $6 million.